Okay, grade 8, now we're going to be talking about triangles. Remember, we're trying to find the area and perimeter of a triangle. So a triangle always has three sides, and the angles always add up to 180 degrees. Now remember, this is how we write degrees in maths. You also might have seen it as temperature when it was 20 degrees outside, or in coordinates when it was 20 degrees north. This is how we write degrees. Okay, so for a triangle of base B, we have a triangle, there's the base B. The perpendicular height is h. Now, the perpendicular height, remember we put a square around what is perpendicular. Okay, we have another triangle. This also has a B and an H, even though it doesn't look the same. We can even have a third triangle where the H is actually outside of the picture of the triangle, but that's quite alright. It's the same thing. You could also do this differently, where you had the base and the height there, and there's the perpendicular height again. And now it's back inside the triangle. The base does not need to be the one along the bottom, but we normally do it like that, just because it's much better practice. So we have S1, which is one of our sides. We have S2, which is another one of our sides, and S3, which is a third side. And we can also call these the sides of the triangles. And all triangles will have that. It doesn't matter the order. So we have our triangle. What is the perimeter of a triangle? Well, the perimeter of a triangle is the total length of all the sides. You can probably quite easily see that that is simply P is the sum of S1, S2, and S3. So the perimeter S1, S2, S3 for a triangle, and that is how we find the perimeter of a triangle. What is the area of a triangle, right? Now this has got a little clever trick that I'm going to show you about. If you wanted to fit a triangle in a rectangle, we could do this. We could put a rectangle around the triangle. Remember, it's got height h and base b. We could put the height on the outside, and what we can figure out is we have a rectangle of base b and height h, and this area here on the outside is the exact same as the area inside the triangle. So area 2 on this equilateral triangle is the exact same as area 2. Area 1 is the exact same as area 1. So we can take those away, and we can do it again for another triangle. So we have B and H. We make a rectangle around the triangle. We say that this area here is exactly the same as that area there. And this area here in purple is exactly the same as this area here. So what we've said now is there are two triangles in here, one actual triangle and one in area of triangle. So this is going to be useful if we want to discover, because we know how easy it is to find the area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is equal to base times height. And we know there's two triangles in here. Okay, just remember this. We could also have a triangle like this, and we could draw a rectangle around it. And here we could draw a rectangle around there. These are two different triangles, and both would work. The areas would be the exact same. Right, so we have the area of a rectangle is length times height. We know that, that's base times height, length times height, or base times height. Two triangles fit into each of these rectangles, so the area of a triangle is half of the rectangle, and that's how easy it is. The area of a triangle is half the area of that rectangle it makes. It's half base times height. Okay, let's look at a first example. A triangle has a base of 6 meters and a height of 4 meters. I'm telling you this is an isosceles triangle. It's not said in the question, but I'm telling you it is. Draw and label the triangle. Right, so we have our triangle with 6 meters at the bottom and 4 meter height. Okay, we know that if it's an isosceles, these sides are equal, which means that these sides here are equal, so that's 3 and 3, right down to our perpendicular height. If that is 4 and 3, we know that that is 5, because remember one of our special triangles is a right angle triangle with 4 on the one side, 3 on the other side, and that makes 5 along the Pythagoras. If you haven't or don't remember these, make sure you watch the video on Pythagoras. Okay, next question is, calculate the perimeter of the triangle. What is the perimeter? Perimeter P is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3, and that is equal to S1 is 6 plus 5. It's on isosceles, remember, so that's 5 as well, and that's plus another 5, and that is equal to 16, as you can quite easily see, meters. 16 meters. Okay, calculate the area of the triangle. Area of the triangle, you know how to calculate. The area of the triangle is equal to a half base multiplied by height. What is the base in this case? 6, a half. 6 multiplied by height is 4. What is 6 times 4? That is equal to 24. So a half of 24 is equal to 12 meters squared. Well done, grade 8. Let's move on to our next example. We have a triangle on a Cartesian plane. Make sure you've watched this coordinate geometry videos to understand this better. We can tell that's a 5 there, so that's a 4, a 3, 2, and 1. There's our y. You must label your axes, and our x. Okay, now it says, we have a triangle. What is the length of the triangle sides? Okay, because we have these here, these blue lines, we can see this an equilateral triangle. That means all the sides are equal. Right? So we know that the lengths have to be the same. So there we have 1, 2, 3, 4 units. Again, this is just running from a 6, and that's a 2. So we can say 6 minus 2 is 4. So each is 4 units. And these will be 4 because it has the line over there which shows us that they are all the same, and 4. Okay, calculate the perimeter of the triangle. Oh, that's quite easy. We know that perimeter is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3, and that is equal to 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is equal to 12, which is equal to 12 units. That's our perimeter. Calculate the area of the triangle. How can we do this if we don't know that height over there? So I'm going to give you that height as 5.46. Okay? In future grades, you're going to figure out how to calculate this, but we're not going to get into that right now. So what is area? Area is equal to a half base times height. What is our base? Our base is 4. What is our height? So we can go a half base, which is 4, times our height, which is our height 5.46? Remember that this is 2 here, so it's 5.46 minus 2. So 5.46 minus 2, this is the 2 over here, because it's over there. Right, so what's a half of the base? That's 2. What is this total? That's multiplied by 3. What is 46 minus, that's 5.46 minus 2 is 3.46. What is 3.46 times 2? That is equal to 6. What is 46 times 2? 46 times 2 is 92, so it's 0.92 units squared. Don't forget the squared, it is so important. Okay, let's move on to another example. Okay, a triangle has a base of 1.2 centimeters and a height of 2 meters. Jeepers, how many meters or how many centimeters are there in 2 meters? 2 meters is equal to 200 centimeters. So it says draw and label the triangle. Now this triangle is going to have a tiny base and have a massive height. You don't have to worry about making it too big. You don't have to draw to scale, but you can tell there that the height is equal to 200 centimeters and the base is 1.2 centimeters. That's fine. Even though it's a terribly looking triangle, you've correctly labeled it. Calculate the area. You know that area is equal to a half base times height. Keep writing this to remind yourself. So this is at a half. What's the base? 1.2. What's the height? The height is 200. Here we can quite easily, we divide 200 by 2 to get 100. So 100 multiplied by 1.2. What is 100 times 1.2? That is 120 centimeters squared. And that is the area of our triangle. Well done, grade 8s. That is our section on triangle. Now we're going to get onto a really interesting section on circles. So enjoy.